Hey everybody, Roxabox90 here with Fate Reforged spoilers, day 7. We're getting some more great stuff from the mothership. I'm really enjoying spoilers so far. Let's jump in. What do we got today? Flamewake Phoenix looking beautiful. 1 and 2 red for a 2/2 flyer haste. Reminds me of Chandra's Phoenix. It attacks each turn of Fable. Well, that's basically what you want with this creature. And ferocious at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you can pay 1 red, and if you do, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. This is really strong. I like this very, very much because it allows you, if you get to later game, you can recast it for 1 right before combat. Remember, it has haste, so this makes it a very powerful, aggressive creature. It's nice on the curve at 3 mana. Again, if it can find a comfortable 3 spot, it's definitely, I think, standard playable because of its recursion ability, which gives aggressive decks a very cheap way of getting back continuous damage. It's a flyer. Fits red, very, very strong. A nice support card for aggressive decks. I like it a lot. Supplant Form is 4 and 2 blue for an instant. Return target creature to its owner's hand. You can put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of that creature. Now, people are saying, oh, look, this is so overcosted. This is so annoying. It's a clone plus unsummon. Yes, all true. But you have to realize that unlike most clones, this is instant speed. So unlike cards like Rite of Replication or any of the creature clones out there, this can happen on your opponent's turn, which means that you are able to effectively tempo screw them mid-game, getting a huge creature while also putting one back in your hand. This basically acts as a pseudo form of removal and copying, and the fact that you can do it at the end of their turn is very powerful. Is it standard playable? I don't think so. I think they'd rather be doing other things on turn 5 or 6, but for Commander, this card is very powerful, I think, and I think it's really cool. I think it's well designed for a clone effect, and I think Wizards is being careful not to undercost something like this, because I think at 5 mana, honestly, this would be ridiculous. 4 mana for a clone plus 1 for an unsummon is not equal to a combined effect for at instant speed, I don't think. Supplant Form, here we have again. This is the full art promo version. Looks fantastic. I actually prefer this to the set art. Very cool. Citadel Siege, 2 and 2 white for an enchantment. As it enters the battlefield, choose Cons or Dragons. Cons, at the beginning of combat, you get 2 1/1 counters on target creature you control. Dragons, beginning of combat on each opponent's turn, tap a creature. Holy cow, this is powerful. This is so powerful. This is fantastic for limited. Oh my gosh. The fact that you have the option to, if you're winning, be able to every single combat get 2/2 permanently on any creature you control is huge. The fact that if you're losing, you can play it and tap down their best creature every single combat as long as this is in play. Wowzers. Very powerful limited card. Like, holy cow. I think it's a little bit... I don't know if it's quite there for standard. I think on turn 4 you'd rather be doing something else than playing this, waiting for its effect. I mean, yeah, sure. It's going to be a little bit more effective, I think, than some of the other sieges in terms of immediacy, but I don't think that decks running white in this way are going to want this kind of card on turn 4. But limited, insane. Commander gives you long-term advantage, seems pretty good. Mardu Shadow Spear, 1 black for a 1/1 human warrior. Whenever it attacks, each opponent loses 1 life. Alright, cool. With dash. So this is really pushing aggro. Like, wow. Yeah, you kind of wish it was a 2/1, but it has no drawbacks, and it gives an automatic damage for 1. It kind of reminds me of that vampire back in the day from World Wake or whatever, the one that each opponent loses 1 life when it attacks, because it gives you that aggressive push even if it ends up getting killed, and if it doesn't, it can potentially do a lot of damage very quickly. Well designed, good 1-drop, especially at uncommon. Sandsep's Mastodon, we've seen this already. This is just the art looking less ugly. So, yeah, cool. The other one was kind of pretty ugly. Then we got over here TCG Player Brutal Horde Chief, 3 and a black for a 3/3 Orc Warrior. Whenever a creature you control attacks, defending player loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. Okay, Hellrider variant. Hellrider was fantastic in standard, and that was 2 red. This is even more splashable. Seems very, very strong, topping a curve on aggro decks. And 3 and 2 white, creatures your opponents control block this turn, you choose how those creatures block. In other words, you can force your opponent to lose their board to trade with you, but you're still doing damage on the attack. Seems a good way to end off removal. Seems a very powerful card. Mythic level, I'm not quite sure, but it's definitely fantastic. Very well designed. I do think it has constructed potential, and of course in limited it's batshit crazy. Holy cow. Then we got Mardu Strike Leader. This card is in French, so I do not speak French, but here we have 2 and a black for a 3/2 human warrior. Again, a lot of warriors. I do think warriors have potential with the amount of warrior output that are this powerful. Whenever it attacks, put a 2/1 black warrior in the battlefield. 3/2, you can play it with dash, which means you can play 4 for a 3/2 and a 2/1. That seems pretty strong. And the fact is that if you don't do the attack, it's still 3 for a 3/2, that whenever it attacks, you get a token. And remember, it's not when it do damage, it's when it attacks. Very, very strong, crazy strong for limited. Any of these major token generators are strong for limited. This one is particularly powerful. Limited is great. Standard, not quite sure it's there. It'll depend on how aggressive the decks want to be and whether it's able to justify its cost, but I like it. And we have over here, somewhere, here we go, Crucible of Spirit Dragon. Gorgeous art. This card had better be good. Land, rare, tap, add 1 colorless. Tap 1 colorless, tap it, put a storage counter. Tap, remove X storage counters, add X mana of any color combination. Spend this mana only to cast dragons or activate dragon abilities. Ugh, I'm sorry. Oh man, really? They brought back the storage counter land, but it's only for dragons, and it's at rare? Really? Is this just for flavor purpose? I'm trying to see why this is so good. At rare. We had Cavern of Souls at rare, and that card, even if it was only for dragons, it was reprinted, but it said only dragons, it still would be better than this, as other people have said. And this, it just seems really pushed into a rare slot. I don't think most people would want this opened at rare. I don't think it's necessary at rare for limited. I mean, unless somehow they have way, way more dragons than they currently do. I'm not a fan. I love the art. I probably will get a foil when they're super cheap, but I'm not a fan. And then we just have some promos, just pointing out the launch promo is the Sandstep Mastodon, the game day promo is this full art Shadow Spear, and then top 8 you get the Supplant form, which looks gorgeous, so I would want that if possible. And then we also get the winner of the Fate Reforged game day gets this Ugin playmat, looks pretty sweet. And then Bio Box promo is the Shamanic Revelation. It's fine. It's okay. Not bad. Going to be a good foil for Commander players. And that's pretty much it. So I'd love to hear what you guys think about today's spoilers. I'd love to hear that. Put that down below in the comment section. And if you enjoyed the video, tap the like button. If you're new to the channel, check in and subscribe. Guys, we're 2 away from 10,000. Let's get there. And as always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.